On this week's Health and Wellness, Megan Gilroy continues her conversation with licensed massage therapist and author Nila Webster.
Stories can inspire both children and adults alike, and Nila Webster inspires both adults and children with her positive attitude towards her terminal cancer diagnosis, as well as when she visits local schools to inspire children on the creative writing process. So thank you, Nila, so much for speaking with me today.
Thank you for having me.
How did you get involved in the creative writing process?
This is a wonderful question, and I owe this to one very special, beloved person, and that is my wonderful, magnificent mother, who is a poet her whole life, and ever since I was little, we would make up stories. We would pretend we were in fairy tales. We would go into the woods and the trees would talk to us. And when I was about 5 years old, she took me to the library, and there happened to be in the children's reading room a hidden room. And in this hidden room, we would make up stories. And the hidden room became, in a way, a metaphor for our own creative soul, where our wonderful imagination lives. So it's the joie de vivre of my mom that has caused me to be a writer.
That's so beautiful. Sweet relationship you have.
Blessed relationship.
When you visit a school, what are you hoping to impart to the children?
One of the things I would love to impart is we all have this hidden room inside of us. This is a place where we can go when something goes wrong. And this happened for me, 11, 12 years ago, when I heard about an incident of bullying at a school, and I was deeply saddened. And I thought to myself, instead of being sad, I wonder if I could go into my own hidden room and write something so positive that no one would even think about bullying because everybody would feel so good inside. So I went in my hidden room, I wrote a story, I showed it to the gifted Marblehead resident George Ulrich, who illustrates children's books. And he illustrated the book for me. I call it The Gift of You, The Gift of Me. And one of the things I'd like to impart to the students is, you're a gift. We're all a gift. You have something very meaningful and special to bring to this world that no one else can bring. And if I can impart that, then I feel the whole world is going to shine more brightly. And yet one last thing that I'd like to impart is, I once asked my mom, "Mom, aren't you afraid you're going to write something and no one else is going to read it?" And she said, "But I read it." And I'd like to impart to the students that how wonderful to bring forth our vision to the world, and how wonderful to bring forth our vision to our own souls.
Wow. Have you written about your cancer experience?
I have. I've been fortunate enough to write for the Marblehead Reporter. I've written for medical journals to reflect back to the medical community. This is what you've done that's been very helpful. And I'm in the process of almost mentally writing something. I go back to the experience with my mother of fairy tales. And since my diagnosis, I actually look at my cancer journey as a fairy tale. And every time I drive to that hospital, I see a big enchanted forest, and every department, oncology, surgery, radiology, is a different kingdom. And I meet warlocks and fairy godmothers and wicked witches and queens who can give me wisdom for my cancer treatment. And I view this as a great adventure, that I'm the maiden who goes into the forest and I'm meeting all these characters, and this will lead me to greater wholeness.
So a great way to approach a hospital, because most people, I think, kind of shrink.
Every time I go in, I say, here's the enchanted forest. Here I am going in again.
Good for you.
Thank you.
To find out how Nila could come visit your child's school or to receive one of her books, you can contact her at her email address. And next time, we are going to talk to Nila about her end-of-life wishes and how this has been used to inspire not just herself, but her friends and family. See you then.